my name's Artemis, and I thought it was about time I talked about something that I really like, but that's kind of what I do every week, unless I'm talking about something that I really hate. It's pretty much the only two speeds that I have, I guess. But of course, I have before spoken about how I like feet and how I like paws, so this week we're going to talk about how much I love slippers, because that's obviously the next logical step. Now, obviously, my interest in slippers is quite a bit different than my interest in feet and paws. It comes from a different direction, but it's also something that I don't think a lot of people talk about an awful lot, because it's quite a niche thing. It's not very common. So here I am to talk about it just a little bit more. So 10 things, I guess, because that's the format that I'm following. Number one, not all slippers are created equal. This one comes down to like style. There's actually a load of different style of slippers. There are like the slip-on type. There's like the moccasin type, which is almost like, you know, shoes that you can wear outside, which, hey, perfect. There's the boot type, which kind of has always been around, but it's a bit like Uggs, which is why Uggs are kind of like hybrid slippers you can wear in public. Again, way. And then you got like the big novelty kind, which are all like plush and amazing and super comfortable, but sometimes really shit on quality. Then there's like some weird ones, like those ones that were advertised that you can turn into shoes, which are a bit weird. And then you got like flip-flop stuff. There's loads of different fucking varieties, is what I'm trying to say. Some of these can be a lot better and a lot more comfortable than others. Like when I was like growing up, the only slippers I really had were like slip-on ones, which were okay, but they only like warm the top part of your foot and your heel's still cold. So I kind of fell out of love with those. I mean, some of the ones I've got now are great and wonderful, but like, honestly, I just want plush, all-round warmth, comfort. Number two, there is so much variety, and this is a really weird one, because like you'd be surprised just how many different kinds of slippers you can get. And this is beyond the different styles. Even within those styles, there are all these different like fucking designs and shit that goes along with it as well. Whether you're going to look at like leather ones or fluffy ones or just fur-lined ones and big plush. I mean, Christ, there's a whole website that I go to which has just got so many fucking designs of slippers that it's kind of bizarre. Like, considering not everybody wears them, not everybody really gives a shit or even a second thought about them, there's a huge amount of variety out there, which only really means that you're going to collect more and more, because if you've seen one pair you like, you're probably going to see more. There is also a bit of an age barrier to all of this, which is a bit strange, because obviously slippers are considered to be more of a childish thing, hence all of the designs and whatnot, which generally doesn't affect that many people. But hello, it's me with the massive feet, and therefore a lot of the good designs and a lot of the good sort of styles don't come in my sizes. And sometimes it's a weird thing. We're like, well, how come the kids get awesome shit like that and we don't? What the fuck? Like, hello, I'm an adult. I still want to be fucking comfortable and cute sometimes. Why does that have to have a fucking age limit to it? But it does also feel a bit like a childish thing for some reason. Like, you're expected to, oh, you grow up and you walk barefoot like a fucking man. Or if you do wear slippers, they gotta be fucking old man shit. Why? Fucking why? Look at this fucking style that you can pull off with this. I think that's a much better fucking look. For quality is everything, and it really fucking is. Like, the reason I have a big collection is because I have always been looking for a good pair of slippers, and that's hard to find. Like, you can look at a design and you can look at a pair that you think, oh my god, they're going to be amazing, I can't wait to get them, and they turn up and they're a piece of shit. Like, oh my god, the amount of slippers I've had that have been complete and utter disappointments. That's why I've got so many, because you're always looking for a pair that actually feels good, actually is going to last. Like, the soles are the big thing. That's why I like Happy Feet, because they got big, thick, squishy soles. The amount of times they're basically just glorified socks with like a soft toy upper, fucking ridiculous. Honestly, I should just set up my own company making pure luxury slippers. Actually, not a bad idea. There is a desire to wear them everywhere. This might be unique to me, but honest to God, no hyperbole, no metaphor, no exaggeration. If I never had to wear another pair of shoes again, I'd be happy, because it would be slippers all the time, yo. Like, 100%. And yeah, I have like all of these times where I have been like, you know what, fuck it, I'm wearing my slippers outside. I've walked Milo wearing slippers. I mean, it was like walk-on ones. You find me at the convention, I am wearing slippers. I deliberately make pairs that will last a convention. I have been in the pub, I have played snooker in slippers. There is a constant desire to just be warm and comfortable and just, I mean, why the fuck would you want to wear boots when slippers are an option? I've literally not gone barefoot, like walked barefoot in years, and on the odd occasions that I do, I'm fucking shocked at how much I can feel underfoot because I'm not used to it. It has come to a point, there was a school around here that pissed me off because they brought in some new rule that you're not allowed to wear shoes in the school, so the kids had to wear slippers. And I'm like, why the fuck was that not a thing when I was in the school system? What the fuck? You also want to share that with people, hence me making videos like this and constantly talking about them, and I have gifted them to others because honestly it's something that I find so comfortable and wonderful, and why shouldn't I want to pass that on to people that I care about, especially when they're always complaining about how cold their fucking toes are. Honestly, it does make you sort of wonder when you get used to wearing slippers and it's a constant thing for you, how the fuck people put up with walking barefoot. Like, how and why do you deal with that? When you stub a toe, you're like, okay, you could have gotten around that by wearing these, for instance. It does also have a really good impact on your foot care, at least I found that. I've been wearing slippers for, I don't know, like 12 years, I think, yeah, 100% for like 12 years onwards. And honestly, yeah, I have been taking care of my feet as well because I'm good at that, but it really does help. You've got less sort of friction from the rough, horrible ground. It definitely keeps them cleaner. I've not stubbed my toe in all of that time, actually. In fact, there are these times where I'm walking along wearing like my tiger slippers and I accidentally kick the sofa and I'm there like, haha, if I was not wearing these, I would be in tears right now, but fuck you, sofa, not today, son. But honestly, feet tend to be happier when they're in, you know, comfortable, warm environments. And, you know, it has made me keep up with the hygiene a lot better than if I was just barefoot. And therefore, it means that my feet are far less disgusting. And honestly, why are people not on board with this? Onto a bit of a weirder one. It does actually have a pretty terrible community around it. It is a very niche interest. It's not very common to find, and I have met some very lovely people. I've met some amazing people who share this interest in a very nice way, but I've also met some people years ago that were just terrifying because, my god, there are so many different elements that come into this thing, apparently. Like, I was just trying to meet up with people like, hey, anybody else collect slippers? Anybody else find them really cute and comfortable? And I found a good community of people who were like, yeah, we do, they're amazing. But then there's also the others who are like, I want to stick my dick in them. I'm like, oh god, okay. It's bizarre how predatory some of them get as well for such a tiny community, but I can only put that down to the fact that it is such a tiny community. Like, they don't really have much of a choice. When they find someone, they want to latch on, and you kind of got to just block and move on and stay the fuck away. There is also, on the back of that, a lot of different interests that fall into people liking slippers. Now, for someone like me, it is a comfort thing, and it is... okay, that's actually basically it. It's a comfort thing. They are comfortable, I like wearing them, they feel nice, and they are cute, and I do like the look. That's about it. But I've seen people who are very much into it from a humiliation aspect, like, you know, they are forced to wear slippers. I've seen people having all of these, like, fantasy stories about being trapped outside the house in them, and I'm like, okay, I never considered that to be a thing, but I guess I can see why it would be a thing. There are also those that like to trash the fuck out of them, and I guess that's part of, like, stomping and shit, but like, there's a whole weird sort of strain of people who are like, hey, I'm just gonna trash the fuck out of these slippers. I'm gonna walk outside and just destroy them, fucking decimate them, and that's... okay, that's a thing, I guess. You do you, champ. I mean, I don't like it when my slippers get like that, because it means I've got to buy more. But then again, then I get to buy more. Number 10, it is a constant search. Now, when I first came into all of this love for slippers, I was barren. I had barely any at all, and it was sad times. And I was hunting everywhere. Like, the internet never really seemed to have too many great pairs, so I was always going into town and seeing, like, oh, what pairs have you got? Because I wanted a good pair of slippers. And each time I found a pair I thought was good, they turned out to be low quality shit, and I had to keep searching. And that was a long time of doing all that. But it is a constant search because you see a pair, you like it, you get it, and then you see another pair and another pair. And I never really intended to have a huge collection. I mean, I've got like 90 pairs of slippers. I never intended for it to get that big. I thought maybe after a couple of pairs, I'll find some that are stunning, really comfortable, and last a long time, and stick with them. Turns out I just kept going after that. But that's just sort of the weird way that it goes. I've known people who I've sort of gifted a pair of slippers who have seen the website and been like, oh, I want to get those as well. And I'm like, yes, join my side. I want a whole army of people that shun shoes. Let's just change the way footwear is seen in our community. Let's do it. right off the back of that, I know a lot of people who have ended up just modifying their own, and I've done the same as well. Like, sometimes you get a pair of slippers that feels half finished. I've added like thicker soles to them, an outdoor rubber sole. I've added more stuffing. That's what I do with the tiger slippers. That's why they are so good for walking around outside, because I've made them that way. Sometimes that's the only way that you can really go. Like, honestly, I will eventually one day learn how to make my own and just make my own, but we're a little bit off that for right now. So there you have it. There's me talking about slippers for a little bit. I hope you enjoyed it. It might not be as in-depth and massive as like the foot ones, and maybe it was a bit new to all of you, because I've spoken about this to a lot of people before, so it's like old hat to me, but I'm sure the art of slippers is probably something that not everybody has experience in. But hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe you'd feel like you would like to support. That would be just so lovely of you. And I mean, look at this wonderful graphic that I made. I put the effort into that. I learned how to keyframe and everything. But yes, obviously, thank you very much for watching. If you did, maybe subscribe, maybe support. That would just be the best thing in the world. And yeah, do you like slippers? Comment down below if you have a pair, because I like meeting people who actually understand this thing. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you very much. I'm going to go now.